Does armor belong in Call of Duty Zombies? Is manual plating just another Warzone-ification of the mode?
But it doesn't feel like zombies. The armor itself just doesn't make sense sometimes, especially when we're going into this ancient tomb in this otherworldly world of goofy shit, and we got military-looking ass armor plates just everywhere.
The next thing I hate about the gameplay of this game is the armor system, and unfortunately I knew I would hate this long before the game even came out.
I'm gonna be super honest with you guys. That's not good.
Hey everyone, Clark here, welcome back to another video. Today I am back, and today we'll be talking about how armor in Call of Duty Zombies can be great. Now, to start us off, we should probably head back to where armor really started in Call of Duty Zombies, with Call of Duty WW2 Zombies. With WW2 Zombies, Juggernog was confirmed to not be in that game, and instead was replaced by a thing called, I actually can't remember the name, it's so sorry for that. But it's basically armor, and every time you went to buy it, you would get 3 armor shells. So you would basically get your normal 3 hits, and then you would get an extra 3 hits. And every time you went to buy it, the price would go up by 500 points, at least I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And the max would be 10k points depending on how many times you bought it, so that's where it would cap. 10k points, I know, kind of wild, right? But this is where armor really started, and not a lot of people really liked this system. But the thing with this system is that it felt like zombies, it was unique to zombies, it looked like zombies, and all around it was something that just worked for zombies in that mode, which is the current problem with current armor in modern zombies anyway. The next iteration of armor after that was in Black Ops 4, with 2 ways of getting armor. The main one being Stronghold, a perk that was mainly used for camping strategies within the game, where you would just stand still and a blue circle will form around you. Within that blue circle, if you stood in it, you would see an iron chest plate form around you at the end of your health bar, and you would see a blue bar slowly going up. That blue bar was your armor. Now the blue bar in Stronghold will cap to halfway full, but if you then pulled out your specialist, it would then be full. As if you pull out your specialist and don't have Stronghold, that was just another way to get half armor. So it was very, very helpful, but it's not something that's going to stay with you depending on your play style. But again, like WW2 Zombies, Stronghold felt like zombies, looked like zombies, and worked for zombies. The same as the specialist weapons within Black Ops 4 Zombies also. Now, I do want to dive into Warzone armor. Warzone armor, you know, you get from your buy station, you can get some armor plates and all that stuff, and all you're doing is just manually plating armor plates into your armor vest. And that's where we head into Cold War Zombies. Cold War Zombies slightly changed it to the point where it was actually decent, you weren't manually plating, which was cool. But then here comes the main problem of armor nowadays. It doesn't work like zombies, it doesn't feel like zombies, it doesn't look like zombies. Armor plates are an exact copy and paste from Warzone within Cold War Zombies. The armor vests are an exact copy and paste from Warzone. The only thing that was unique to the armor system in Cold War Zombies was 2 things. One, the arsenal machine, which when you got to the arsenal machine, you could buy tier 1, tier 2 or tier 3 armor from salvage, and unironically I didn't think it was that hard or too slow to get to tier 3 armor, which was a good thing. The other thing is that you didn't need to manually plate. If you saw armor plates on the ground, you just run up to them and they would just automatically plate within your armor bar. And the armor bar also, by the way, is the exact same as Warzone. And even though the arsenal machine is unique to Cold War Zombies and isn't anywhere to be found in Warzone, it just doesn't feel like zombies at all. It doesn't have that unique spark that zombies had. That's where the main problem comes in. So granted, Cold War Zombies armor system might have not been bad, but how you obtain it wasn't really the best either, which was then improved upon in Black Ops 6 Zombies. But we gotta keep talking about the other iterations of armor. Then we get to Vanguard Zombies, where the armor bar stayed the same, the armor plate stayed the same, where you didn't need to manually play it, but the arsenal machine was gone, and the only way to upgrade your armor was through the crafting table, but it cost so much salvage, and I think it took just a tiny bit longer to get tier 3 armor compared to that of Cold War. At least that's how I feel when playing the games anyway. But the only good thing about this was that the fact that there wasn't 2 versions of salvage in Vanguard, so I guess that's a plus. On top of that, your only way to get armor plates if you had to buy them was through the crafting table at that time also, as that was a step in the right direction, making it so you could get armor plates from the crafting table. But then we get to Modern Warfare Zombies. This is when manual plating starts coming into the picture, where you're actually manual plating the plates within your armor bar. But within Cold War and Vanguard, you didn't need to do that. And a lot of people were upset by this, but it's on a Warzone map. It's a Warzone Zombies. It fit what I was going for. The buy station from Warzone is in Modern Warfare Zombies. So it is a copy and paste of how Warzone armor works. And not a lot of people liked it. But then we get to Black Ops 6 Zombies, the next big step in modern zombies, with round base coming back, a crew, a decent story, and on top of that, just a bunch of things that the community's been asking for ever since probably Vanguard. Systems that shouldn't have been taken on in the first place. But armor is still in the game. Why? I don't think armor is necessarily bad. It just doesn't work like zombies. It doesn't feel like zombies. It doesn't look like zombies. It's just not unique to zombies. Specifically, modern zombies. The difference between armor in World War II zombies and BO4 zombies compared to that of every modern zombies version of armor is that World War II zombies and BO4 zombies armor worked for zombies, and the armor in Cold War to BO6 zombies, basically modern zombies, it works for zombies, but it doesn't feel like zombies. It's not unique to zombies, you know? That's the main problem. But there is a way to fix it. But going back to BO6 armor, Black Ops 6 armor introduced a way to get armor through wall buys. And me personally, I actually like this system a lot more. I think it's more easier to buy armor. I think it's a lot more better to buy armor. Just in general, I think that is a good step in the right direction on how you obtain armor within Call of Duty Zombies. Specifically, modern zombies in this case. But manual plating was still a problem. Now, before people say, oh, you can just get speed cola and then it'll speed up. Sure. But no one wants to manually play. Why was Cold War, a game that was 5 years old compared to that of Black Ops 6, have no issue of manual playing at all, but Black Ops 6, a game with so much better systems and stuff, have a step backwards in armor? It just doesn't make sense to me at all whatsoever. And the only reason why Treyarch added in manual plating within Black Ops 6 Zombies was because they wanted to make it harder. That doesn't make it harder. You can make your games harder, but that doesn't make it harder. That just makes the game not feel like zombies. Now, I've played Black Ops 6 Zombies a lot to the point where I've gotten used to it, but I still want it to be improved upon. So here's what I would say that would be good for zombies going forward. Now, continuing off what I said previously with Treyarch wanting to make the game more difficult by adding in manual plating, don't. That just makes it stupid. That doesn't even make it difficult, in my opinion. But another thing as well, if you do want to make your game harder, make it so that we don't start off with armor. Because from Cold War to Modern Warfare Zombies, at least I'm pretty sure Modern Warfare Zombies, correct me if I'm wrong on that, Cold War to Modern Warfare Zombies, you start off with no armor whatsoever. Whereas in Black Ops 6, you start off with tier 1 armor. Why? That makes the game easier. Make it so we do not start with armor. That would make the early rounds just tiny, just a tiny bit more difficult. Not by a lot, but a lot of people, and me personally, would appreciate that. On top of that, the look of the armor plates and the look of the armor vest need a complete redesign. With Black Ops 7 Zombies coming up, as you know, Black Ops 7 Zombies is taking place completely in the Dark Ether with all the map, story, whatsoever. We're not in the universe that we got into from Cold War and in BO6. We are now completely stuck in the Dark Ether dimension within this game. Armor plates, armor vests need a new complete redesign. Throw some Dark Ether crystals on there, you know, make them unique to zombies, make the look unique to zombies, make it work like zombies. And you know what? Modern Warfare Zombies in BO6 kind of fixed this, but it was locked behind the side Easter egg, golden armor. Whenever you pull up golden armor within the schematic menu within Modern Warfare Zombies, you can see that the armor plate is golden. That's not anything you can see in Warzone, so it's just a color, but still, it's different. On top of that, there's actually a logo of Mr. Peaks being on the armor plate. That's cool. It's a completely new look and it suits zombies. So why is it basic armor plates within modern zombies don't look like that at all? Here's my solution. If we're starting off with no armor, keep the armor wall buys the same like you did in BO6. I think that's totally fine. But if you're going up to an armor wall buy to buy tier 1 armor, make it so it's like 2,000 points, alright? And it's green. And when you buy it, you'll get like a sort of green looking, maybe ether crystalled type of, you know, vest. I don't know, just something that's unique to zombies in terms of the armor vest. And your armor plating will be green. But along with that, the armor plates themselves would be green with a Mr. Peaks logo. I think that would be cool as well. It would be unique and it would look a lot more like Zombies compared to that of Warzone. Sure, the actual plates themselves are just basically reskinned plates, but at least it's not a copy and paste of Warzone looking plates. And then when you buy tier 2 armor, you know, make it the basic blue but with a Mr. Peaks logo in there. And then when you buy the tier 3 armor being purple, make it like purple armor plates with Mr. Peaks logo on it. Granted, you wouldn't be able to see in game, but I think a lot more people would appreciate it, like myself. So I think for armor plates, they just need to design the armor plates where it feels and look like zombies, especially the armor vests as well. Granted, you only see them on the wall buys, but still, I think a lot more people would appreciate that. And no manual playing, please. I think a lot of people would appreciate it if you didn't have manual playing. But if you did have manual playing, give us a unique animation. Give us a different animation on how we are inserting our armor plates on. I don't know how they would do it, but please give us something different. Give us something cool. All in all, the biggest problem with armor in Modern Zombies is just the fact that it doesn't feel like zombies. It's not unique to zombies. It doesn't look like zombies. But making the armor plates in the armor vest, giving a completely redesign to the point where it suits the zombie scene going forward with Black Ops 7 Zombies fitting in the Dark Ether. On top of that, completely redesigning the armor plates and having no manual playing would be cool as well. And hell, if they add manual playing, give us a, you know, new animation on how we're manual plating our armor plates. Because at this point, I've gotten used to manual plating in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and it's got to the point where it's just like, I wouldn't want it, but I don't mind it either. I would still prefer no manual playing, but it's whatever at the end of the day. But if they give us like a cool, unique animation to it, I think that would be awesome, Treyarch. So please, just make armor in Black Ops 7 Zombies unique to zombies. Don't copy and paste stuff from Warzone. Like, take the idea from Warzone, but then make it its own thing within zombies. That is the main problem with Modern Zombies armor. Because Cold War and BO4, granted, wasn't like the top tier best armor systems, at least they felt and looked like and were unique to zombies. Whereas Modern Zombies armor doesn't really feel like zombies. I just hope BO7 armor does feel like zombies, because it's in the game. Milo's tweeted out saying that armor is in the game, but please just make it so it feels like Zombies, Treyarch. Now, I did ask your guys' thoughts on Twitter on what you guys think about armor and what could be changed to make it better, or if you guys don't want armor at all and you want it completely removed, let me know why. And this is what you guys said. We got one from Dark Ops 4, and Dark Ops 4 says, it shouldn't be in the game at all. Shields were great in being unique to certain maps, while also not being equipped by default. Adding more replayability without forcing it, like weapon rarities have unfortunately done. If you have to have armor, make it auto refill again. Again, that last part of the comment, I completely agree, but that's another good shout as well. Making armor completely unique to different maps. Again, I don't really know how they would do that, but I think that would be cool if they completely redesign all armor plates to each and every map. You know, maybe not putting on the Mr. Peaks logo, but maybe a dedicated logo to each map, kind of like BO3 had, with Revelations having the summoning key, with Gorkove having the dragon, and Zetsubo having the Group 935 logo, or Element 1 with it. I can't remember at this point. But all you need to know is that a cool, unique logo added into each armor plate to suit each map. I think that would be cool. So I'll agree with you on that one, Dark Ops. We got one from Revive Gamer, and he says, for one, make it so you don't spawn in with one plate or anything, and in order for you to get armor, you have to craft it and put it on like an actual vest or ornaments themed around the map you're on, and it can give different boosts to your character other than protection from zombies. And you know, that would be cool. Imagine augments for armor. You know, armor would have a lot more abilities that way. That's another unique way to make armor unique to zombies. Treyarch, that's another shout that I think you should definitely look into, making it so augments are implemented into armor, especially when Juggernog has armor augments. I think Juggernog should have more augments dedicated to the perk, not to other things that are within the map. Because armor, you know, it technically gives you more health, but it feels more like a defense. Your actual health still goes down at the end of the day, but not by a lot if you have armor. So I think Juggernog augments should have more augments dedicated to the perk, not other things like armor, for example. Granted, I think some of them are cool, but could you imagine we just get augments dedicated for armor? Automatically, that would make armor a lot more unique to zombies. So I definitely agree with Revived on that one. We got one from Flamer, and Flamer says, bring back some Stone Cold Stronghold and make it an augment, where Stone Cold Stronghold repairs it back up to full durability, or instead of plating, you walk over plates and it instantly refills it next to the 3 in your inventory, and even an augment where you could hold 5 plates. That's a good idea as well. Bringing back Stone Cold Stronghold and with the ability of augments, that that would be really cool, and that would automatically suit both zombies and how armor works in modern zombies currently. So that's a great idea. I 100% agree with Flamer on that one. We got one from No Thumbs Cat, and she says, make it something you have to earn, like a free side quest or an item you can build, not something you could just get off a table doing nothing. That's another great idea as well. I think that's why a lot of people like the golden armor side Easter egg within the tomb, as that's something that was really helpful in Modern Warfare Zombies. But once you got that schematic, you could basically just use it every time you had it ready for you. And within the tomb, you actually had somewhat of a difficult, you know, side Easter egg, because you're facing off against a crap ton of mini bosses that are strong as hell. On top of that, you're facing off against these enemies that are strong as hell with only 1 HP. So you're really just relying on armor at that point. So I think making it a side quest is another great idea, going in the right direction. We got one from Logan, and Logan says, honestly, I think it just needs to auto equip feature from Cold War to be a nice feature. Now, I definitely agree. I think auto equip would be nice, but again, I think armor needs a lot more stuff to make it more unique to zombies. We got one from The Iconic, and Iconic says, I think armor by default should be a dark ether shield of some sort. Give it an identity versus just the same old plates from other modes in the franchise. To build on that, allow Easter eggs in each map to enhance your Dark Ether Shield based on the thematic elements of each map. And one final thought, armor is the perfect excuse to bring back Widow's Wine to truly make your Dark Ether Shield feel even more unique. Side note, bring back the Cold War system of running over a player auto refills your armor. In the case of the Dark Ether Shield, maybe running over Dark Ether Orbs or energy or something and it auto refills. Or make it an augment, something, lol. Now, again, I 100% agree, like, making armor unique to each map would be great, on top of it, making unique to the whole mode. Widow's Wine was leaked to be in Modern Warfare Zombies, as a new logo for Modern Warfare Zombies Widow's Wine was actually made as a little, you know, patch thing that you could stick on, you know, your shirt or something, and I thought that was really cool, and no one's really talked about it ever since, but I'm pretty sure there was a leak saying that it might come back in Black Ops 7, and if Widow's Wine comes back, I think that would be cool, and it would definitely fit the more unique side of armor, especially if they go for more perk augments dedicated for armor. So that would be a good idea. I 100% agree with that. We go on from Scary Salad, and Scary Salad says, remove damage scaling maybe rework it so each level of armor is basically more health, but then that would make Juggernaut an issue. I'd argue it's more difficulty than it's worth, but I can understand why people like it. Yeah, there are some people that like armor, but again, I think the people that really like armor have the same issue. It's not unique to zombies. It doesn't feel like zombies, it doesn't work like zombies, it needs to be unique to zombies. So I'll agree with that, but difficulty in zombies is a completely different topic. We got one from ITK Grimes, and ITK Grimes says, instead of Warzone plating, do something different that fits the aesthetic of zombies. Imagine the mangoes having a purpose besides just being annoying, like shooting off the armor off them and building a shield, and then armored zombies drop pieces of that help replenish the armor. Now again, that would be completely cool. A new unique animation to replating your armor would be nice, but I think a lot more people would prefer the auto refill, as a lot of people did complain about armor in Cold War. I think they did appreciate that manual playing wasn't in the game at that time. All in all, I think armor can be great. I've gotten used to armor and I definitely see its potential, especially when stuff like golden armor exists, unique looking armor plates, and they could definitely make stuff unique to zombies. And I only talk about this now because apparently Treyarch's main focus from Milo's video here said that Treyarch's main focus is to go really hard on the maps, making them more in depth, making them more unique, and that's cool. But if they wanted to keep the same mechanics in BO6, okay, that's fine, but at that point you should at least rework them to the point where they look and work and feel unique to zombies, especially armor. Because I remember when we watched Milo's video for the first time, and a lot of my friends weren't happy when Milo tweeted out saying armor is back, I hope you like plating up. Well, a lot of my friends were upset by that, but I can imagine if armor was unique and worked like zombies back in Cold War and we were on that same track to where we are now, I doubt a lot more people would be complaining about armor as much as we are now. But guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. Do you guys think armor is good? Do you guys think armor is bad? Do you guys think armor can be good? Do you guys think armor just needs to be completely gone and bring back shields? Or something completely different in general? But guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all within the next video or live stream. And goodbye!